This is the Allegiance OneStrike in 45 ACP. Going to go through our sheetrock test.
I saw some stuff blow off the back.
Clear. Here's that 45 ACP Allegiance OneStrike bullet recovered. It did not become frangible at all. Traveled through 11 sheets of sheetrock in one piece, went through the backstop, which is just cardboard, and was found on the ground just behind the cardboard. So it had lost its energy, but did not become frangible at all. Now we're going to fire a 45 ACP Allegiance OneStrike at this cinder block. We already have a hole from a previous test. We're going to go in the other half of the cinder block over here. Then we're going to glance one off of this cinder block and see what kind of pattern we get on the backstop. So here's the result of our Allegiance OneStrike 45 ACP. We have a good entrance into this cinder block. No exit back here. It's hard to tell. This hole down here that you're seeing is from a previous test. That was an entrance from a different test. This one that we just fired would have impacted right in here, and there's no sign of impact there. Plus we found the full slug inside the brick. When it broke, the brick went this way and the slug was laying just like that. The slug retained over half of its weight here. You can see the frangible material inside. The orange tip is still there to some degree, but did not exit the brick. Off the glancing shot on this other cinder block, you can see where it impacted right there, and then it blew back behind. This one's interesting. It blew a large hole in the paper and the cardboard backing, but that doesn't appear to really have any penetration going through the paper. If we line all that paper back up, it just split the paper, kind of powder, vertical powder impact from the frangiating bullet. We do have two penetrations right here that penetrated all the way through our cardboard, and we can't find the slug in the backstop, anything like that. It's hard to find at these angles, but some fairly large pieces there. What we did recover from that was simply this orange piece of the cavity of the bullet, the nose plug on the bullet. That's what we found from that. So pretty good for the OneStrike, not penetrating the cinder block all the way. The glancing one sure did leave a devastating opening here and a couple of penetrations. Well, hello. Today we're doing some ammunition tests. We're going to run this through a sheetrock test. We have the Allegiance ammunition 40 caliber PowerStrike. It's a 100 grain frangible bullet, and we're going to run it through some sheetrock. Looks like that right there. So we'll see how she does on the sheetrock.
That's not good.
So we just fired the Allegiance PowerStrike 40 caliber into the sheetrock, and as you can see, it went through all of our layers of sheetrock. We have 11 layers of sheetrock, which simulates 5.5 drywalls, and it went on through into the cardboard that was behind the target. So that would have gone through approximately 6 walls in a house and kept going. There was no frangible action going on. Just penetrated like a regular slug all the way through all of that sheetrock.
We gotta make our own words for this.
Well, we've recovered the slug from that PowerStrike by Allegiance after going through 11 sheets of sheetrock and a piece of cardboard, and it did not begin to break apart at all. Still one complete bullet all the way. Okay, we're going to do our cinder block test using the Allegiance ammunition. This is their, where is it? 40 caliber, 40 S&W PowerStrike 100 grain bullet. Looks like this. And we're going to shoot straight onto this cinder block over on the right hand side, and then we're going to shoot a glancing shot off of this cinder block, see what we get.
Oh, that bounced way back.
Clear. Okay, so the Allegiance PowerStrike did not penetrate the first layer of the cinder block. It did leave a pretty good sized divot, but it did completely fragment apparently. There's no sign of bullet jacket or pieces of it laying on the table anywhere. So that was a good frangible bullet on that test. Here's where it glanced off this cinder block, and you can see the wind's getting to us today. Put up a clean sheet of paper, and you see quite a bit of splatter on that paper. A couple of large size holes, and we're unable to find those in the back side and the backstop. Unclear if that's cinder block, although there wasn't much that chipped off, so that's probably bullet fragments or the core or the tip of the bullet still going there, but quite a bit of splatter just from the cinder material. So pretty good test. Again, the best part here is that did not penetrate through that cinder block at all right there. And that one glanced off pretty good. Okay, for our next test, we are shooting the Allegiance ammunition, the 40 S&W 100 grain PowerStrike frangible. Looks like this. And we're gonna shoot into, we have beef ribs up against a cantaloupe, duct tape to a cantaloupe, and then we have a pork roast in the middle, a shoulder roast, and then we have 2 liters of water on the far side. So we'll get busy. Okay, so that was the 40 caliber Allegiance PowerStrike, and on our first shot we went right in through that beef rib into the cantaloupe. You can see we did quite a number the back side of the cantaloupe for sure, and we got some pass-throughs. I think that piece and that piece went clean through the paper after the beef ribs and the cantaloupe. The next shot we hit the pork roast. The pork roast was standing this way, and our entrance is right there. Hole in the paper and hole in the pork roast. We got a little piece of the green tip of the bullet right there. Then we did become frangible and exit out the back. A good little wound cavity down inside there. Don't see any pieces of bullet in that wound cavity. But it did also exit the back apparently. So we move over to our water bottles. Oh, and we have penetration back there on the backstop as well after going through the pork shoulder. Come over to the water bottles. We did enter and exit 2 liters. Flew right through that one, into the second one, and an exit as well. Although I don't see a bullet exit necessarily as much as a split. Could have just been from the pressure. Hard to say if a piece of the bullet left. But we do have a hole in the backstop right behind the water bottles. That hole right there was directly behind the water bottles. So it looks like we do have a slug that went through the backstop.